The media likes to claim that Marjorie Taylor Greene split with Donald Trump over the Epstein files. That narrative is false. The Epstein fight was the breaking point, but the cracks began showing months earlier. What follows is the full documented record of every betrayal of Trump and the Republican Party in chronological order. At the end, you could decide for yourself if Marjorie Taylor Greene deserves the name Marjorie Traitor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene was a businesswoman who entered politics as a pro-Trump outsider. In 2020, she ran for Congress in Georgia's 14th district. Donald Trump called her a future Republican star and praised her as a real winner. She won that race with nearly 75% of the vote. Greene entered Congress on January 3, 2021, wearing a Trump-won mask and objecting to Biden's Electoral College certification. She became one of Trump's most loyal soldiers in Congress, defending him through 2 impeachments and attacking his enemies with relentless ferocity. Trump rewarded her loyalty with his complete and total endorsement in 2022, calling her a warrior in Congress who doesn't back down, doesn't give in, and has always been with Trump. She attended his rallies as his opening act and declared him
the greatest president this country has ever had.
But that enthusiasm wouldn't last long. For reasons not fully understood, Trump's second term brought a different Marjorie Taylor Greene. It brought an MTG who would eventually take her grievances to outlets like The View and 60 Minutes. So what happened? Was she promised a White House role that never materialized? Did she see Trump as a lame duck president and decide that opposing him was the best way to stay relevant? Or was it something else? We don't know. What we do know is this. Over roughly 13 months, Marjorie Taylor Greene betrayed Donald Trump and/or the Republican Party 30 times. Betrayal number 1. A classified White House signal chat about a Yemen bombing was accidentally shared with a journalist. Greene publicly criticized the security lapse as incredibly sloppy. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 2. Greene launched her first comprehensive public attack on Trump's agenda in a lengthy X post. She criticized Trump for edging towards war with Iran, saying she campaigned for no more foreign wars. She attacked Trump's mineral for aid deal with Ukraine, questioned why America wasn't mining its own resources, complained that the COVID vaccine still held FDA approval, said 2020 election fraud had not been addressed, and scolded Republicans for failing to cut spending. She ended the post by claiming to represent the Republican base, warning, when you are losing MTG, you are losing the base. And Trump isn't on the ballot in the future, so do the math. And Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 3. As talk of U.S. strikes on Iran grew, Greene continued to speak out against Trump. She told Matt Gaetz on his show that any attack on Iran would fracture the MAGA movement, saying,
it's going to fracture it, and it's already fracturing it.
Greene argued that Trump's base would view bombing Iran as a betrayal of America first. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 4. After Trump ordered airstrikes on Iranian nuclear sites, Greene erupted in opposition. She accused Trump of a complete bait and switch on his voters. Only 6 months into his term, she wrote, "We are back into foreign wars, regime change, and World War III." She said Trump had betrayed his no more foreign wars pledge to please the neocons, warmongers, and military-industrial complex. Trump still did not respond. Betrayal number 5. Greene publicly attacked Trump's plan to speed up U.S. weapons deliveries to Ukraine. Trump had announced a new push to accelerate military aid, and Greene took her criticism to the New York Times of all places, saying it violated everything they'd campaigned on. She told the paper, "This is what we campaigned on. This is what everybody voted for." She warned that sending more weapons overseas wouldn't help Americans at home, saying, without a shadow of a doubt, our tax dollars are being used. She accused Trump of abandoning his base's priorities. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 6. This is the moment the media often points to as the beginning of Marjorie Taylor Greene's conflict with Trump, but that framing is wrong. On July 21st, my birthday, Greene warned Trump to release the Epstein files or face a revolt from the base. In a public X post, she cautioned that if Trump offered only partial transparency, the base will turn and there's no going back. She wrote that dangling bits of red meat no longer satisfies, saying the grassroots wanted the whole steak dinner of truth. And I'll say this plainly, I agree with Marjorie in principle. I just don't agree with how she went about it, like this could have been handled privately. Trump did not respond to this. Betrayal number 7. Greene broke publicly with Trump and the GOP on Israel. During the Israel-Gaza war, she became the first Republican to label Israel's actions in Gaza as a genocide. She wrote, October 7th in Israel was horrific, but so is the genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation devastation happening in Gaza. Greene went further by introducing an amendment to strip $500 million from Israel's missile defense funding. The amendment failed 6 to 422, leaving her nearly alone. Trump responded privately, telling aides Greene had lost her way. And before you say going against Israel isn't being a RINO, I agree with you. But nonetheless, she was using every issue she could to undermine Trump and the Republican message of peace. Betrayal number 8. In a bizarre episode, Greene indirectly endangered Trump during a dinner. She had recommended Trump dine at Joe's Seafood, a Washington, D.C. restaurant. When Trump made an unscheduled visit, Code Pink protesters swarmed his table, getting within close proximity of the president.
Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free D.C. Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free D.C. Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time!
The White House was furious. Officials suspected Greene had tipped off the protesters, noting she repeatedly contacted staff that day, asking whether Trump was going, and that she had ties to Code Pink's leadership. The Secret Service was alerted, and Trump's aides privately described the incident as a point of no return in their relationship with Greene. Greene denied leaking the information, and Trump did not respond publicly. Betrayal number 9. Greene openly questioned Trump's character after his eulogy at Charlie Kirk's funeral. Charlie, a pro-Trump activist, had been killed, and Trump spoke at his memorial. During his remarks, Trump said,
"He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them." That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry.
Referring to the ideology responsible for Charlie's death. Greene was appalled. She texted a reporter that Trump's comment was absolutely the worst statement, saying it proved he does not have any faith at all. This was a dramatic personal rebuke. Greene, a devout Christian, now implied Trump lacked basic faith and decency. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 10. Greene sided with the Democrats on a major healthcare issue, defying Trump and Republican leadership. During the Democratic shutdown on October 2025, she broke ranks to support extending Affordable Care Act subsidies set to expire. "I'm absolutely disgusted that health insurance premiums will double if the tax credits expire," Greene wrote, saying even her own adult children would be affected. And then on October 9th, she went on CNN, and when she was asked about who was to blame for the shutdown, this is what she said.
So you're putting the blame on the leadership of your party?
Absolutely. We control the House. We control the Senate. We have the White House. I've been vocal saying, you can use the nuclear option in the Senate. This doesn't have to be a shutdown.
Democrats celebrated this move. Chuck Schumer read Greene's words on the Senate floor and said,
"Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the hardest right MAGA loyalists, broke with the Speaker and said we need to fix these ACA tax credits." Let me read what she said. This is not Chuck Schumer. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. "I am going to go against everyone on this issue, because when the tax credits expire this year, my own adult children's insurance premium for 2026 are going to double, along with all the wonderful families and hardworking people in my district. So hold on to your hats." I think this is the first time I said this, but on this issue, Representative Greene said it perfectly. Representative Greene is absolutely right.
In short, Greene gave Democrats the ammunition they needed to drag out the shutdown, and in the end, she didn't even vote with them. It just seems like she wanted to stir up drama. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 11. Greene publicly criticized Trump's signature trade policy, tariffs, saying they were hurting Americans. During an interview with Tim Dillon, she said Trump's tariff strategy was bumpy, claiming manufacturers were struggling to get supplies and that costs were being passed on to consumers.
He's also trying to make it fair again for American trade. But at the same time, that is bumpy. It's bumpy.
It's bumpy.
And I'm talking to major manufacturing companies they're saying we support the president. We support what he's trying, his long-term goal. But we're having problems with these tariffs. And now we're having problems. We can't get supplies from this country and we can't get supplies from this country. And there's problems.
Greene argued that Americans were still stressed about inflation and said Trump should be focused on the people that showed up at the rallies, not helping your crypto donors. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 12. In the same conversation with Tim Dillon, Greene openly disagreed with Trump's hardline immigration stance, the same stance most of us voted for. Trump had vowed mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. Greene warned that this was too simplistic and would backfire on the economy.
We have a labor force in America across many industries industries that has been built on illegal labor. That's a fact. That also cannot be ignored. And as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that.
This directly undercut one of Trump's signature policies on immigration enforcement. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 13. Greene accused Trump of straying from America first, calling parts of his agenda America last. She complained that Trump's White House had become a revolving door of foreign leaders while domestic priorities were ignored. She said that Trump was catering to big pharma interests and wealthy crypto donors instead of fighting for the working class base. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 14. Greene publicly blasted Trump's $40 billion bailout of Argentina, calling it a betrayal of American farmers. Appearing on Tucker Carlson's show, she said the deal was
One of the grossest things I've ever seen.
She criticized Trump's plan to import Argentine beef to lower food prices, calling it a
Punch in the gut to all of our American cattle ranchers.
Greene questioned how propping up a foreign government while U.S. ranchers struggled could be considered America first. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 15. In November 2025, Greene did the unthinkable. She went on The View, a liberal daytime talk show that is notorious for bashing Trump. On live TV, Greene civilly discussed the ongoing Democratic shutdown.
Healthcare costs have risen and risen and risen and risen. But I'm going to pick on Republicans. Republicans never fixed it. I shouldn't have to go into a skiff to go find our Republican health insurance plan.
Maybe there is no plan.
You know what? You want to know something? That, I believe, is the truth. There's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of bills, but there's no consensus. And I think that's a failure. I do.
She also said that Trump usually yells at everybody around him, noting that even she was used to his temper.
So when was the last time you spoke to him? And what's with the tension between the two of you? Now, you may love him, but he may not love you back right now.
Well, that's okay. I mean, Donald Trump, he usually yells at everybody, so we're all used to it.
By legitimizing The View and criticizing Trump's behavior, Greene crossed a symbolic line. Trump would later respond saying her View appearance was proof that she had gone far left. Betrayal number 16. Greene shocked the entire MAGA base by praising Nancy Pelosi during an interview on CNN. Hours after Pelosi announced her retirement, Greene told Wolf Blitzer,
I will praise Nancy Pelosi. She had an incredible career for her party.
Greene said she was very impressed with Pelosi's ability to get things done and added,
I wish we could get things done for our party like Nancy Pelosi was able to deliver for her party.
The comments marked a sharp reversal from Greene's past attacks on Pelosi. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 17. Greene publicly scolded Trump for meeting with Syria's new leader at the White House. Trump hosted the new Syrian president, a former al-Qaeda operative, and Greene blasted the move on X, calling him a former al-Qaeda terrorist. She said she would rather see nonstop meetings at the White House on domestic policy, not foreign policy. Greene even suggested Trump should be meeting with health insurance executives about lowering costs, not meeting with terrorists. Trump responded the following day, telling reporters,
I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily. When somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now catering to the other side, I don't know what, I guess she's, got some kind of an act going, but I'm surprised at her. But when somebody like Marjorie goes over and starts making statements like that, it shows she doesn't know.
Betrayal number 18. Greene publicly rebuked Trump's support for expanding H-1B visas. Trump argued that the U.S. needed more foreign tech workers, and Greene responded with an 8-point social media takedown. She wrote, I am solidly against you being replaced by foreign labor. Greene went further by introducing legislation to eliminate the H-1B visa program entirely. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 19. Greene crossed the Rubicon by joining Democrats to force a vote on the Epstein files. She became one of only 4 Republicans to sign a discharge petition compelling the release of all Jeffrey Epstein records. The media later framed this moment as the beginning of the Trump-Greene split, but that's wrong. As the record shows, the Epstein fight was not the start, it was the final, very public breaking point after months of escalating betrayals. To be clear, Greene's desire to support Epstein victims and demand transparency was not wrong. In principle, those goals are honorable. The issue was how she went about it. Instead of handling this dispute privately, Greene partnered with Democrats and forced a public showdown. Trump responded by cutting her off entirely. In a scathing Truth Social post, the president essentially excommunicated her from MAGA. He vented that he can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. He called his once loyal ally wacky and said she had gone far left, even doing The View. He even threatened to back a primary challenger against her. A few days later, Trump gave her the nickname Marjorie Traitor Greene and said she is a disgrace to our great Republican Party. This response by Trump made their split irreparable. Betrayal number 20. According to Marjorie Taylor Greene, the days following Trump's traitor posts were marked by serious threats against her and her family. Greene claimed she received an email threatening her son and said a separate threat referencing a pipe bomb forced an evacuation at her district office. Greene publicly blamed Trump's rhetoric for inciting the threats. At this time, there's been no independent confirmation tying the threats to Trump or his supporters. Trump responded by publicly dismissing Greene's concerns. He told reporters he did not believe her life was in danger and said,
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Traitor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
Betrayal number 21. Greene held a press conference alongside survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse. She said Trump's handling of the Epstein files was the most damaging thing to MAGA she had witnessed.
I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor.
She went on to claim that a true traitor is someone who
serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me.
This was pretty much her calling Trump a traitor. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 22. Greene announced she would resign from Congress, setting her final day as January 5th, 2026, 2 years before her term ended. She said she refused to endure a primary challenge backed by Trump.
I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well.
She added, my self-worth is not defined by a man, but instead by God. Greene's decision to resign ended her time in Congress rather than contest a primary. Trump responded saying Marjorie Traitor Brown, because of plummeting poll numbers and not wanting to face a primary challenger with a strong Trump endorsement where she would have had no chance of winning, has decided to call it quits, and ending with, nevertheless, I will always appreciate Marjorie and thank her for her service to our country. President DJT. Betrayal number 23. Greene sat for an interview on 60 Minutes where she launched a broad attack on Trump. She said Trump had forsaken his base and failed to deliver for working class voters, accusing him of catering to the crypto and pharmaceutical industries instead.
Are you saying that the president now is siding with those establishment powerful people and against MAGA?
He passed a crypto bill that helped out all the crypto donors. He has served Israel's interest, even attacking Iran. He has served Big Pharma. He didn't take away the COVID vaccines that we want to see taken away. So those are the areas that are still getting everything they want, while the people, we're still out here saying we want to see action on areas for the American people.
She also claimed that members of Congress were terrified of Trump and alleged that many Republican lawmakers privately mocked him while publicly praising him.
I'm going to ask you about this almost solid support he has among Republicans in Congress. Is there in that support fear? Does the support come about because they're afraid that they'll get death threats?
I think they're terrified to step out of line and get a nasty Truth Social post on them. Yes.
And they're watching what happened to you?
Yes.
Behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock people.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him, to when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass.
Greene ended the interview by drawing a clear separation, saying,
I am America first.
And that's not the same as MAGA.
MAGA is President Trump's phrase. That's his political policies. I call myself America First.
Trump fired back the next day, saying the only real reason Marjorie Traitor Greene turns brown under stress, went bad is that she was jilted by the President of the United States. He continued, Marjorie is not America First or MAGA because nobody could have changed her views so fast. And her new views are those of a very dumb person. Betrayal number 24. Greene continued publicly criticizing Trump's foreign policy focus. After Trump met with the president of Ukraine one day and Israel's leader the next, Greene posted on X, Zelensky today, Netanyahu tomorrow. Can we just do America? It was yet another instance of Greene publicly criticizing Trump's priorities on the world stage. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 25. In an in-depth profile with the New York Times Magazine, Greene delivered her most sweeping critique of Trump. She said Trump's comment at Charlie Kirk's funeral, where he said he hates his opponents, proved to her that he does not have any faith. She admitted she has been naive to believe that Trump was truly a man of the people. Greene also warned that Trump's leadership would lead to more war, claiming he would do anything to cling to power. She criticized the culture around Trump's inner circle, referring to what she called a MAGA Mar-a-Lago sexualization, which she said reflected a decadent, elitist atmosphere. Betrayal number 26. Greene began the new year by opposing Trump's posture towards Iran. After Trump threatened possible intervention if unrest escalated, Greene said his Iran policy was everything we voted against in 24. She argued that American tax dollars should be spent domestically, not on preparing another foreign intervention. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 27. On her last day in office, Greene appeared on Meet the Press and criticized Trump's military operation in Venezuela. Trump had launched a successful mission to capture Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, citing the fight against drug cartels. Greene said the operation was not America First, arguing that
if this was really about narco-terrorists and about protecting Americans from cartels and drugs being brought into America, the Trump administration would be attacking the Mexican cartels.
She called the Venezuela plan
the same Washington playbook that we are so sick and tired of, that doesn't serve the American people, but actually serves the big corporations, the banks, and the oil executives.
Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 28. Days after leaving Congress, Greene returned to The View for a second appearance. The episode drew 2.75 million viewers, the show's highest rating in 9 months. Greene continued criticizing Trump's foreign policy, attacking the Venezuela operation, and saying Trump had abandoned America First.
We campaigned, and I went to countless Trump rallies and stood on the stage with the president and stood on the stage with other Republican candidates and said, America first, no more regime change, no more foreign wars, no more foreign intervention, enough of this. That's what America first means. And militarily invading a country, killing people in the process, arresting their leader and taking him out, and then claiming this is for the Venezuelan people. That entire narrative is not working for most people who are saying, wait a minute, I thought MAGA was America first. I thought we voted to put the American people first.
She also revisited the Epstein files fight, portraying herself as standing up for victims against a president she accused of hiding the truth. Now, I hate making predictions, but I wouldn't doubt it if she keeps returning to The View to retain relevance, or maybe she even becomes a permanent member just like Meghan McCain did. You never know. And Trump did not respond to her second appearance on The View. Betrayal number 29. Greene accused Trump of solidifying the swamp in a social media post responding to his endorsements of Republican candidates. She wrote that Trump endorses candidates with F voting records and argued his involvement in primaries was entrenching bad politicians. She accused Trump of trying to control the GOP instead of draining the swamp as he had promised. Trump did not respond. Betrayal number 30. Greene declared that support for Trump inside the Republican Party was collapsing. In an interview with CNN, she said,
the dam is breaking. Many Republicans may not have called him out, but last week 13 Republicans voted with Democrats to overturn one of President Trump's executive orders.
Greene cited multiple examples, including House Republicans who broke with Trump on collective bargaining, Indiana Senate Republicans who dismissed his redistricting demands, and lawmakers who said they were no longer following his lead. She criticized Trump's personal attacks on the Reiners, calling them
absolutely completely below the office of the President of the United States,
and warned that issues like affordability and health insurance, not Trump's priorities, would determine the GOP's future. Trump did not respond. Taken together, these 30 betrayals paint the full picture. Marjorie Taylor Greene's break with Donald Trump did not begin with the Epstein files. It was a systematic falling out throughout 2025, documented incident by incident. Now, there's one detail I left out at the beginning because I wanted to stick to the facts, not speculation. In 2023, reporting indicated that Donald Trump encouraged Greene to consider a run for the 2026 Georgia Senate seat. When internal polling later showed she would likely lose to Jon Ossoff, Trump's team presented those numbers to her and urged her to remain in the House. And I believe that moment matters. A Daily Beast report detailing that Senate run collapse surfaced just days before the first betrayal in this timeline. Whether that was the turning point or just one factor among many, it coincides closely with the start of Greene's break from Trump. Maybe it was that, maybe it was something else. One day, like many former Trump allies, she'll probably write a book, and when she does, we may finally get the full explanation. Until then, the record stands. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of this analysis in the comments.